Hello guys, NautoAisDx here, and before I start this video, I want to do an introductory of what this video is. So basically, this video, if you look at by the graphics and the title, once again I'll be talking about English dub versus Japanese company slash localization companies such as XE, NIS America, Axie Games, etc., etc. I think those are the only one, but etc. The reason what made me do this is I did talk about it on the main video, and it's basically related to Tecmo Koei and one of their latest game from the Atelier series. The gist of it is that the latest one that's going to come out, I think this March or April, will not have English dub, and a lot of the die-hard fans were disappointed. I do talk more about it in the video, so you just check, so you can listen to it to what I'm about to say there. But the whole point of this introductory video is I want to do some clarification or some correction because of this video. First of all, this video was recorded somewhere in January before the Arc System press release event on BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. Why did I say that? It's because I mentioned something on the main video about I don't know whether BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is going to have a dub or not. Of course, spoiler, it's been confirmed, there is a dub. And another one is, I do talk about a company SNK, one of my favorite company. Not bad. I did, I kind of did a retrospective of that company in King of Fighter in my past vlog. Anyway, I do mention them, and I mentioned a game called SNK Heroine Fighters, aka your SNK waifu fighters, because it's basically gal fighters. And also another one I mentioned said I hope NIS America would dub the game. And if you know, on the latest episode, March 21st or 22nd, on Wednesday Night Fight, they kind of showcased the game with the casual part of Wednesday Night Fight. And I did ask my question there, so thanks to Kiyobi there, props to him. I asked if the game will have English dub, like Street Fighter 5, and it was confirmed by NIS America that the game's only going to be Japanese sub and voice, just like King of Fighter 14 with Atlas. I'm probably going to do a different video on that one. So basically, I want to get this out of the way before the video starts. So you'll say, wait a minute, they already mentioned it, yeah. But like I said, the video was recorded way in January. I just decided to start working on it, so apologies on my part there. So again, a bit of a clarification before the main video is that one, BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle will have English dub, so props to Arc System Works. Yes, there will be the one that's publishing it, and in the case with SNK Heroine Fighters, waifu fighters, NIS America did say that they won't dub the game. Whatever the reason is, I'm just going to assume because it's a fighting game. Some people still believe, what do you need English dub on fighting games? Because fighting games mostly about fighting games. But when what games about BlazBlue itself with the story mode kind of show a different story there. But again, to issue their own, so whatever. So that's like my introductory / correction about the video. So with that, go enjoy my video on English dub versus Japanese company / localization company. Hello guys, NautoAisDx here. Once again, I want to give my thoughts on Japanese game with English dub. Once again, I want to get off my chest. It's something new, and basically, this particular video is most of which company they do dub and which company they don't. I mean, you kind of already know if you kind of follow my story about this, of course, in the gaming internet per se. So why am I even talking about, once again, about the lack of English dub in Japanese game, etc., etc., etc. I know it's getting too old, but I gotta get this off my chest a bit. So the reason I'm doing this video is that, okay, I'm not really a fan of this franchise, the JRPG. They call it Gus Ulterior series. So what it is, of course, it's sort of a PlayStation exclusive. Developer by Gus. Yes, they're a developer, and if you know Hyper Dimension Neptunia and MK2 for the PS3 for both of them, a character there's a character by the name of Gus, and she's basically what the franchise is, Gus, an alchemist. The game's about alchemy, and from what I heard, it is popular. The games are good, and in the beginning, from what I heard, that the Gus used to be published in America by what's his name, NIS America. So I don't know about in Japan, but I know they were sort of independent. They were basically independent. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted here. Twitter, something I'll talk about it next time here. Anyway, do apologize for that. Anyway, yeah, Gus used to be independent by themselves. I think they published their own game, but then somewhere down the line, Tecmo Koei bought him. So now Gus is owned by Tecmo Koei. It depends on your perspective. Mine personally, it's a bad thing, bad idea, and you know why. You know why. You know why? Because I keep harping on Tecmo Koei because I used to love the company. I used to support Koei, especially with their Musou game. But you know why. If you follow my channel, you know why. And every time I talk about this topic, I just rant, and basically rant like excuse the language, a little bitch. Yes, I admit that. Okay, so anyway, that's the backstory about what the Altair series is. An alchemy game by Gus. Gus is actually a good company. In America, they were published by NIS America. Then after a while, when Tecmo Koei bought them, it became Tecmo Koei. So basically, the latest game coming out early 2018. It was announced that for the first time ever for this series, the game will not have dub. Okay, for the English-speaking fan who loves English dub in their Japanese game and who are a fan of the series, so I was a big fan for this, from what I heard, and they did like the English dub. Yeah, so this is the first time ever for the series to not have dub. Again, kind of irritates me. I'm not really sort of familiar with the series. I have not even played, not even once of them, not even one of the game. But it always irritates me. It is just irritate me when a game or a franchise used to have a history of English dub, and all suddenly, with a snap of a finger, we're gonna omit dub. And yes, it's the same cliche reason why is cost money. I get it. Everybody get it. But it doesn't excuse them. I'm sorry to say. It does not excuse them to basically just omit it because of it. Is the risk too big? Are you guys gonna go out of business? You know what? I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm so tired about this. So, anyway. So that's why it makes me prompt to make this video. It's kind of disappointing that not Tecmo Koei been lately. Ever since they merged, well, I guess I don't know the history. Ever since you have a new CEO for Tecmo Koei, everything's they've been dropping the ball. Ever since the release of Mario Roaches 3, they were dropping the ball left and right, omitting the alienated fan. And I get it. The game don't sell. Yes, at one point I think one of the year, Kent's Rage, Troy Musou, Trinity Blade, which is, most of them are sort of a Musou type game. A lot of them didn't really sell, and that's what prompted them to basically now, it became a normal to not dub the games anymore. And also, a little bit of backstory here, so I'll get to that in a little minute here. Yeah, I always harp on them. Like I said, I had talked to Jin Soon, cool guy, community manager of Tecmo Koei of Europe, He also did admit it. He said, we get it. A lot of you fans out there, you like a Musou fan, we're upset about it. We cannot do anything about it. It's about costs. The higher up, the people with the big cigar are always saying, how do we make money? What do we do? And a lot of times, the solution has always been, omit dub. Omit dub, just a sub game. And of course, like I said, I don't know who started that. I didn't start this hashtag, but someone did started that hashtag. Hashtag no dub, no buy. And like I said, it is within your right. It is when you're right, vote with your wallet. And if the game disappear, it's not your fault. It's a company. They failed to please everyone, which is, yeah, business 101, you can't please anyone, but you got the idea there. So lately, I mean, I can't believe it. Really, like, I see some people don't really give a rat ass about it. Again, more power to you. Some people do care. They were disappointed. Kind of feel for them. And I have heard that the previous one before this, apparently the dub was so uber partially dubbed, and that's another thing I'm going to be talking about. Was so uberly partially dubbed that it barely been English dub. That's kind of concerning there. But again, it's all about money, money, money. Except if you're NIS America. And the reason why I mentioned that, there was a stream with NIS America. They actually showed basically the new update localization for the latest Yeast game. So again, hold on, I'm getting distracted here. Okay, the reason I'm getting distracted here is that there was a Nintendo financial report, funny, and the next mobile game that's going to come out after Animal Crossing Pocket is a Mario Kart racing game for the mobile game. I'll have to check it out later. Do apologize. That's why I'm getting distracted here. I'm professional on me. Moving on. So, again, like I said, shoot. Now I forget what now I just lost my thought. This is what happened. You get distracted. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, it is unfortunate that, I mean, Tecmo Koei is going this approach. I mean, not the only one. So, yeah, kind of suck. Okay. Oh, now I remember. NIS America. They fixed the localization, and the game actually is English dub. So again, NIS America, props to you, even putting a rework English dub. I'm even surprised you did. So I might buy this game in the long run, but I'm not really familiar with the Yeast series. I know it started with the Super Nintendo, from what I heard. I have one for the Vita that I got for Christmas, but I have not played it yet. I'll probably, one of the Vita, I forget what the name is, but again, props. I did talk about it before with the Blaze Blue store, like my quest for an NTC game. Links in the description box if I ever remember. Alright, so basically the whole point of the video, I want to basically talk about my thoughts on each company, Japanese company, not Ubisoft, not Rockstar, not EA, I don't know what else. Dang, now I just went blank. It's not about the American publisher, but the Japanese gaming company. Because American published game without dub doesn't make sense, because the game was developed in America. You know what I mean? So, mostly the Japanese publisher, I want to give my thoughts on each one of them. And the localization team also. So, such as also including NIS America, Exceed, Atlas, Axie Games, and especially now also, now I guess starting with Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Arc System Universe, I guess that's what they're called, basically the publishing team. Alright, so before I even start that, a little backstory about the PlayStation and the dub thing. What people actually don't know, here's a tidbit. During the PS2 era, during the HD era with the PS3, did you know that Sony actually had this implemented policy rule that all games must have at least an English dub? I agree with it. How the direction is, okay, maybe a little bit questionable, but the rule is, in the PS2 era, the game must have an English dub, or you can't publish the game. You can't even bring it out. Okay, at the time didn't really care, but sure, why not? I like that rule. And there have been a lot of games that didn't really come out in the PS2 from Japan because of that simple rule. And with that simple rule, basically people have to follow it, and then a lot of times also you'll be wondering, well, okay, great. You know, you got an English dub. Why can't we have dual language? In the PS2 era with the PlayStation 2, you have a DVD-ROM. You can't really, to some extent, and this is actually true. It depends how big the game is. If the game gets too big, then yeah, they kind of omit the Japanese sub because it just doesn't fit. In the PS3 with the Blu-ray, yeah, it does fit, but sometimes they just put it to DLC. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why not just put it in the game itself? I mean, for crying out loud, even Persona. Funny thing is, 5, there's a DLC for the Japanese dub, EU. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. Like, why not just put it in the disc itself? But whatever. It's just something, yeah, that doesn't really matter. Because again, to tell the truth, I don't give a shit, excuse the language, but I don't give a shit about any DLC Japanese sub. I care about a paid English dub DLC, so I'll talk about that later. So that was being a rule anyway. On the PS2 and early PS3 was, you have to have a dub or you can't publish a game. They went a little bit easier on the PS3 by just making it quote-unquote digital only. Yeah, but at the time, people weren't ready yet to go digital, so it was a big deal. But the bottom line is, people are starting to omit dub. So, of course, there have been some company they have no choice, they have to do it. And there's some company that they had a big and kind of get away with it. And the funny part also with this policy is you sort of get away with it if, one, the game is only exclusive for the PlayStation, or 2, you gotta have a really good reason why you can't dub the game. Like, really why you can't. And there's some company basically practically begged that we can't do it. So Sony kind of a little bit open, but then after later on, the later half of the PS3 and all the way to the PS4, they finally removed that policy of the no dub. So basically, Sony basically said, it's up to you. But they did say just a little bit of a footnote that it would be wise to put English dub if you want to sell to more audience, but again, it's up to them. It's up to the company whether they should put dub or not. So with that said, I'm gonna name some company, what I think about if they do dub games or not, what do I think, are they cool or not, such as, well, let's just start with NIS America. I said it before and I said it again, one of the best things about NIS America is they have a policy and they still stick to this policy that whatever games they do, they'll always dub it. There will be maybe one or two games they won't dub for some reason, and a lot of times this pertains to other companies also. So either sometimes, beside money, it could be time, like they can't hire someone and they need to release a certain game, that's why they won't put dub. But for NIS America, I know they have said they always dub their games, so they dubbed their game. They were also for the PS3 until, well, the Neptunia for the PS3, Neptunia, Hyperdimension Neptunia, Neptunia MK2, Neptunia Victory for the PS3, and then the Neptunia PP, I know, Perfect Production for the Vita was published by NIS America. They do have dub. So they do dub their game, props to them. Minus the latest YES 8, which they relocalized again. A bit of a downside in my personal opinion, but it's not really the end of the world, is that even so they do dub games, they are known for doing partial dub. So what does that mean? Cutting the script voice, I guess, to some extent half versus what the Japanese is. And I kind of noticed it in the Neptunia game. A little bit disappointing that they've been doing that, that they've done that, but it's really not surprised because again, you are compromising. Hey, they are putting English voices, but they they probably have a certain budget that they have to use. I mean, I really would love when they have a full English dub on the game, but I'll take it. I'll take that one. At least they're putting English dub, so I'll take that one. Versus, you don't have a dub. You know, like I said, try playing the game in Japanese sometimes, and no offense, not to piss anyone off, but it kind of irritates me. Again, personal opinion there. Yeah, they do partial dub, but again, it's budget thing. It's a compromised budget. So, yeah, I wish I had full dub, but again, I'll take it. I'll take it. So, props to NIS America there. So the next one is Atlas. Atlas was also in the same boat in the past. They used to always, their policy rules, to always dub the game. The Persona's been dubbed, the Shin Megami Tensei, other game that can't even follow, they used to dub all the game, no matter what. The game they publish, it's dubbed. And I got some of the dub games for the PSP, PS2, and PS3, and our Atlas game that they are dubbed. But of course, if you know the story, Index, their bigger company, filed bankruptcy, and basically they filed bankruptcy, and they sold off Atlas to Sega, so it changed a bit. So, two things here. Atlas basically do dub games, but now, in the past, they would always dub the game, but now it's like, well, it's a case-by-case basis, because I had played this one game, Traveler Librarian, I don't know what it's called. It's a dungeon-type RPG, no dub. Again, Atlas, I can't believe it. The King of Fighters 13, King of Fighters 14, no dub. Bum me out. I don't. There may be some other games, but again, at least they are dubbing the Shin Megami Tensei game, because that's what their big one, that's what they're known for. So Persona 5, yes. King of Fighters 14, I wish they would dub, but again, a little backstory there, and the reason is, from what I heard, is that in the same year, King of Fighters 14, and of course for Nintendo exclusive, Sharp FE, Tokyo Mirage Sharp FE. Okay, the case with Sharp FE, Nintendo actually asked him to dub the game, but Atlas said, and they're the one that's localizing in America, Atlas USA, basically said, we could, but the game has to be pushed back because we need more time, because they're also dubbing Persona 5. So which one you rather dub? Tokyo Mirage FE on the Wii U, the keyword is Wii U, or Persona 5 on the PS4? If I were a general consumer, I would just go with Persona 5 too. Yeah, but kind of bummed me out. But again, so Nintendo said, alright, cut our losses, because they were giving the money. Because I'll talk about Nintendo later with dub game, I gotta give props, but they were willing to give the money, but it was time. Same goes with King of Fighters 14 from what I heard. They said it was a fighting game, don't really need a dub, and again, they need to focus on Persona 5. So basically, as of lately, it's a case-by-case basis, gonna bum me out. And if you heard of the Atlas tax, yes, that's during the PS Vita, with the PS Vita and the 3DS, they would make the game $10 more than its supposed MSRP, which is $40, by putting some crap in, no offense, to make it $50, because, yeah, because lately, like I said, this is during even in the middle of the phase of Index being bankrupt, is that Atlas did admit that lately they were not making any money back, they couldn't really afford to do dub, they don't know what to do, and they even trying to suggest to the fans, you know, how do you feel just sub on the game? And people said, oh hell no, no, I've been following you because you're dubbing game, oh hell no. Some of them, let's just say. So of course they couldn't really do it, so they had a compromise by basically doing an Atlas tax and compromising which game to dub and which not. So like this America, I gotta give prop for Atlas, I get 7 in the middle. Then the next one is Exceed, another localization team. They, from what I heard, it's a case-by-case basis for them. They do dub some game, they dub some game, and they don't. In the case with Trails of Cold Steel, they did dub the game, and yes, Anthony's complaining about the dub. You know what? Whatever, that's his opinion. Moving on. So they do dub games against a case-to-case basis, because the Seren Kagura, the Bouncy Ninja, they don't dub them. And they said the excuse was, beside cost, it was licensed. I don't see the license part, unless you have to pay permission to use the voice. I don't get it. I know there's an anime with English dub, so Exceed, what's the dealio there, you know? Come on, for crying out loud. But I think they do also other game. I don't know what the other game. Maybe Trails of Cold whatchamacallit, the Sky game. I don't know. All I know is the Trail of Cold Steel because it's popular. I've seen people play it. Like Maverick played it. I think even Darkstream played it. Yeah. So again, again, it's somewhere in the middle for Exceed, and another one kind of bummed me out that they can't even afford to localize Retro Challenge. I have the first one. There was the second one, third one, and the 3DS one, and according to Exceed, the reason why those they never get localized ever again and no one ever dares, because it's based on a show in Japan, and apparently the license is so expensive for Arneo, I think that's the guy name. And according to Exceed, that if they would do it again, they would go out of business because apparently the first game didn't sell them a lot of money, from what I heard. Game good it may be, I think not a lot of people bought it. I got it for $20, and they actually went negative on that one. And if negative, if you don't know what it means, negative is that a game rather is supposed to give you profit or break even, the company now owe people more money because it didn't really sell. That's how bad it is. You don't want to break even, but you surely, heck, you don't want to basically go negative. Alright, so yeah, Exceed's I'm in the middle like Atlas. It's gonna bum me out. Hopefully in the future there will be a dub on Senran Kagura. It would be nice, but we'll just have to wait and see. The next one I'm gonna talk about is Sega. Okay, of course they own Atlas now. Sega, surprisingly, they kinda actually dub game, except for one. And that is the Yakuza series. Okay, I've been playing Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remake of the first game. It's not bad, but I really just can't get into this Yakuza game. I don't know how people get into it, but I guess to ship their own. The only one I enjoyed was Dead Soul, Bang Bang. But yeah, there's been a history with the Yakuza game. Yeah, did you know that the first Yakuza game had English dub? Michael Rosenbaum was in it. Mark Hamill as Goro Majima was in it. I kind of listened to it. In my opinion, personal opinion, I don't think it's that bad, but that's just my opinion. But of course, it was the same thing with Retro Challenge for the DS. This game in the first one, because it was a new IP, it was unproven yet, and the game went on negative. Yes, the game didn't really sell well. Sad to say, there are fans of the game, but it didn't really sell well. So it didn't really sell well, and there was even, like I said, I did kind of mention it before, excuse the language, Sega went bitching on Sony, complaining that, why do we have to put dub in this game? We just cost a lot of money. We're going to go out of business because we lost a lot of money doing Yakuza, localizing Yakuza, because the game went on negative. The game didn't sell. Good. Well, I don't know if the PS2 version was good or not. Kiwami is a remake, so again, I can't be the person to basically give the opinion about the Yakuza, but I just heard that the original one for the PS2 they went negative. Would I like that Yakuza game to have dual language? Oh hell yeah! I always want to listen to Mark Hamill, let's go Majima, and whosoever voice of Kiryu Kazuma, whatever his name is. But the sad part really is that that this game will never gonna get dubbed ever again. I would love to. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it's a Japanese game. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, I get it. But as Phil Spencer said, option is good. Why not give people option? Why not have dual language? For people who want to understand the story, they don't care if it's bad or good. Let them and have people. And I'll explain that later on because, no offense, this is pissing me off every time people shove this sub in your throat. The sub versus dub. No offense, it's pissing me off and I've been saying it time and time again, so I'll explain that later. So, beside the Yakuza series, they do kind of dub the game, so surprisingly, Valkyrie Revolution, I bought it when it first launched, and I know now it's $13, kind of sad. Actually had the English dub, props. Puyo Puyo Tetris had the English dub, again, props, give that one, and Bayonetta, English dub, props, well, kind of makes sense. And I have no idea what other games from Sega I have. Virtua Fighter. I don't know why they speak in their native language. I don't like that. If you ever go to Virtual 6, for crying out loud, give them all English speaking voice for crying out loud. But again, yeah,
Even the PS2 Virtual Quest. It's a virtual fighter RPG type thing. Never bought it. That should be a PS2 to PS4, but different story. Again, it had dub. Some of the Platinum game, Mad World, had dub. Arniki Rain had dub. So I gotta give props to Sega. Minus the Yakuza series, they actually dub most of their games. So props to them. So moving down one is Namco Bandai. Okay, what do I say about this company? Alright, so you know of the history before, it was Bandai Games and Namco. Okay, before they merged, yes, Namco always dubbed their games except for one, and that is Tekken. Again, they're doing their native language, annoying the heck out of me. I was hoping Tekken 7 would have a full English dub for all the characters. They kind of did it on the trailer, but not in the game. False advertisement, I'm calling it now. I'm calling it. But anyway, so yeah, Namco, they do dub their games. I know in the beginning Soul Calibur and Soul Edge didn't really dub the game until Soul Calibur 2 and so on. Again, they do dub their game. This is only when it's Namco. Bandai Games, oh hell yeah, no matter what, they dub their games. Yeah, sadder to say, because of it, they went out of business. That's why it became Namco Bandai or Bandai Namco. So you got a reason there. But props to Bandai for dub their game. But when they became Bandai Namco, ugh. Yeah, it's a different story. So now when I talk about the company. The same thing with Atlas and Exit. It's a case-by-case basis. They do dub some of the games. They don't dub some of the games. Okay, unless it's Naruto or Dragon Ball Z Super. Any licensed anime game they do, they don't really dub. Sword Online, there's no dub. What else? Yeah, Sword Online. One Piece. They don't dub their games. Kind of irritating, but they don't dub their games. And then, of course, they have new ones that's coming in America. Black Clover. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even dub the game. Another one is the Witch Girl from the Netflix exclusive anime. Oh shit, I forgot her name. I was watching it for a while. My Little Witch Academia. There's the game. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not going to dub it. I mean, for crying out loud, Digimon, they didn't dub it, except for one, but that was a remake of a PS Vita or PSP, so I guess gonna get away with it. They don't dub their games, you know, kind of suck, but unless if it's Soul Calibur, they'll dub the game. Tales series, they'll dub the game. Yes, they were, I'm sorry to say, they were jerk with the Vita version of Tales of R&R. That was a jerky move for you, Namco Bandai. That was assy. That was assy. Not putting dub in that one. And they said some BS reason. Oh, because it wouldn't fit on the... No, it's not. It didn't fit on the stupid game card. You didn't want to put all the money in because you didn't have the faith to the Vita, and you didn't have faith this game's gonna be selling well. Okay, fine. It didn't really sell well because it was $20. I got it for $20. Okay, I got you. But still kind of pissed me off that really you're not gonna dub this one. So, Franco Monkey, man, kind of ticked me off that one. But if it's a Tales game, they'll dub it. Any Namco type game, they'll dub it. Hopefully Tekken. Yeah, but anything that's anime like Sword Online, One Piece, maybe those new anime in the future, they're not gonna dub it, man. Kind of sucky, I wish. And okay, there's a new game for the Sword Art Online, which is basically based on the Gun Gale. And some guy did ask any chance of dubbing this game or in the future game if it's an anime game or based on an anime license. And they said, well, there's not enough demand. Oh, for crying out loud! Yeah, there is demand. What are you talking about? There is demand. So what the hell are you smoking? There's no demand. No, piss off, man. Piss off, dude. Yeah, there is demand, so kiss my ass, dude. Ugh. Kiss my ass. Yes, they do dub game, but it depends. The Tales game, yes. If it's Naruto or Dragon Ball, yeah, they'll dub the game. But if it's One Piece, I don't know why not. What the hell, dude? Seriously? Seriously? I don't get it. What? I thought One Piece is popular then. Well, maybe not. Maybe Naruto's more popular. I know for a heck Dragon Ball is more popular, so. But still. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Like, piss off, man. But I know I get it. Because they are publishing more games than ever. Yes, in the past, they kind of were hesitant because one of the complaints was if we have to put dub, we're not going to make any money. They were afraid of that. Kind of feel more, I guess, secure when they don't have to dub the game. But again, piss off. Okay, so surprisingly, God Eater 2 is an English dub, but there's no sub. Yeah, like I give a shit. sorry. I'm an English dub guy, so anything about sub, I really don't give a crap, man. I know it's double standard, but you know, fire with fire, because a lot of the sub people were being double standard too, so just throwing it out there. Alright, so the next one I'm gonna go, one of, I guess, a favorite company of mine. It's Ideal Factory, Compound Heart. Yes, when they finally decide to do their own company, they do dub their game. I know there's a case by case that they didn't. One of them is Monopiece Monster, which is a card game, monster game. That one didn't have a dub, but then the game was not really that fun to begin with. I got it for $5. It was on sale, and that's a keyword there. Keyword $5. I'll talk about it later. The best thing about them is they do dub the game. The Hyper Neptunia game, they do dub it. Their other games, they do dub it. Even the Fairy Fencer, they do dub again. Also, the one I've been playing, Quintet Omega. Thumbs up, Omega Quintet. Fun game, again. You know, kind of fun game, but you know, it's no Final Fantasy. So, even so, they dub game. They're in the same boat with This America, sadly. But I can understand, and that is partial dub. Yes, it is partial dub. But unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I wish I had a full dub, but again, I'll take it again, you know, because there have been comparisons, like, how come, like, there was a clip, there's a full Japanese sub, what about dub? Well, sorry, again, I kind of get where they're coming from, they're not that big, but I just wish they did have full dub at least, but again, I'll take it. Maybe no. Hey, you know, Ideal Factory. Hey, North America. Maybe take a risk and do a director's cut, a paid director's cut. That's what I'm saying. A paid one. I'll pay for it. I don't care. $20, $30. I'll pay for it. A director's cut with more voice, maybe more scene, quote unquote. I'll pay for it. A director's cut. But again, that's just me. So, I mean, they're not bad. At least they're dubbing games again. Props to Ideal Factory International. Wish it was a full dub, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I can't do anything about it. Axie Games. They're not really that big. So, and like I said before in a previous video, I know someone who works there, so I can't really can't really judge. But the thing is, I'm gonna say is, let's just say for them, it's a miracle they're able to dub some games. Let's just say that. They dubbed the Blaze Blue game, Guilty Gear 2, a MOBA type game in the 360, Exert, they dubbed that game, and what else? I think that's it. Either that's it, but then most of the game, they don't dub their games. Again, I can't really say that they're cheap because they're not that big. They're not. Axie games are not that big. Okay, in a situation why Revelator 2 and Central Fiction didn't have dub, that's on Arc System. I kind of believe it now to some extent. Either there was butting heads. From what I heard with Guilty Gear, they wanted to finish, again, I said it before, they want to finish the story. Because as of right now, the story with Revelator or Exort is not yet done. They're still trying to update the game. But once it's done, they're going to put in dub. That's what they said. Same goes with, well, I don't know about Central Fiction. Like I said, they just want to be close to the Japanese release for the 20 people. I already said it enough in my previous video. Kind of biting, kind of suck. And I don't know what they're going to do with Cross Tag Battle, if they're going to have dub or not. I mean, again, who knows? I just have to wait and see. But yeah, right now Besides those games, yeah, they don't really dub games. Again, I can't really say much. They're not that big. Just saying they're not that really big. Arc System Works, well, they're barely publishing, so we have to wait and see until when June starts, because their first game, like I said, was Cross Tag Battle. Moving from that one is SNK. However, as of right now, there is no SNK publishing team. They're only a developing team. They kind of dismissed their publishing team. SNK Playmore, they used to with Ben Herman as the president, but a lot of markets had to change, and as of right now, there is no publishing team for SNK. So that's the reason why King of Fighters 13, 14 didn't have a dub. And if you notice, some of their other games were published by a different one. Exit published Samurai Showdown Zen, shady game for Samurai Showdown game. Of course, this summer, SNK Heroine Fighter, aka Waifu Fighter, is going to be published by NIS America. Hopefully that one has dub. NIS America, please, 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 please. We'll just have to wait and see. But I don't know if people are going to like it. It's a waifu fighter, unless you like waifu fighters, so there you go. Alright, so, okay. So, alright, so some of the games right now, I'm like kind of disappointing that either partial dub or they don't dub. Namco Bandai, it's a case by case basis, along with Atlas. Ideal Factory, to some extent, they do partial dub, understandable. NIS America in the same boat, and like I said, Exit, same goes with Atlas and Namco Bandai. They basically, it's a case-by-case basis.
So I'm gonna cut it here and do a part 2. Basically, I'm not done yet because the next one I'm gonna be talking about Capcom, Square Enix, Konami, Nintendo, as Sony, and especially my all-time least favorite company as of right now, Tecmo Koei. Basically, more about are they company that do full dub, partial dub, or they don't, or they say screw the dub. So before I close this, I want to give a bit of more like tidbit and follow up. There was another company I didn't really mention, but they're barely new, and they are called P-Cube. They kind of publish Galgun or Galgun 2 double piece, or Galgun, for the one for the PS4 or in the Vita. It's also in the Steam. And of course, this spring they're going to have the sequel, Galgun 2, same system, and also with the Switch. And I think they also do other, I think they also localize another game, I think Valkyrie Drive something, I forget what it is. It's a Japanese game based on an anime, but it's a different character. I don't know. I'm well aware what the anime is, but anyway, with that, they also publish a game, and the reason I mentioned this company because this company actually also known for not dubbing games. They have asked them, and they said, just like Acid Games, they're also a small company that there is no chance in hell for them to actually dub games. Again, they're small, they don't have the funding for it. Again, it is a sour part. Why is it some company can't do it and they get away with it or not? That's also going to be talked about in my part 2 there. But the gist of it is that it depends on the company's income. Let's just say that their money in the bank. ASCII games are not that big, but they also willing to localize some games that probably exceed NIS America might not do. Maybe there's a competition, and again, like, it's really up to the developer or the company, the Japanese company in Japan, to choose which one they should do it. So why did SNK choose Atlas for King of Fighter, but SNK Heroine to NIS America? Again, who knows? I would wish SNK would went with Sony, or better yet, Capcom. I know, because if it's Capcom, I guarantee you they'll probably dub the game, because again, you'll understand it on part 2 there. Another one also I just want to point out also is Tecmo Koei. Yes, I will be talking about that on part 2, but I want a bit like a preview or a bit about Tecmo Koei. There will be also a spoiler. I am going to plan to talk about Tecmo Koei also by itself. A follow-up video on this video, or the two-part video of English dub versus Japanese company. Reason is I watch Jim Sterling some of the videos, especially Dynasty Warrior 9. Oh my god, she was so spot on. So yeah, that's a teaser there. But really is that also Tecmo Koei, it's basically with their Musa game, not only becoming stale, they're also, I feel a lot of people feel it, that they are cutting corners. And why, what I mean by that is that if you follow the story with Dynasty Warrior 9, yes, it had English dub, so props to that, but they hired someone else rather than Bam Zoom. KG Tang basically confirmed it, and they hired somebody from Vox Studio. Again, from what I heard, they said they're an indie voice production. Why did Tecmo Koei went there? There could be a lot of possibility. From what I heard, there's also possibility also a lot of this thing is the voice strike. Remember, I think as of right now, the voice strike still, active. So that could be it. Second, Tecmo Koei maybe really want to cut back, and they have no choice to be cheap. Like Neo Saban cheap. And it is unfortunate, but sometimes, business gotta do what business gotta do in order to survive. It sucks, but I know sometimes people believe quality should always pay. Not always the case. An example, like you say, Shimune. Shimune had an English dub, had a high quality game. They sold it for $50, and the guy who created the game basically said, even with that price, even they sold a lot. According to him, they did not make a lot of money. I mean, they weren't in the negative, but they barely made profit because of the time they put into the game didn't really justify the profit. I mean, it sold a lot because Shimune was one of the good games. It sold a lot, but apparently it needed to be more. So it's something like that. Again, it's something ridiculous. Okay, so back to Tecmo Koei also, like I said. Oh, another reason also is that some company also, and this is going to be a little bit more confusing, even I'm confused myself about this, is that some company will only hire if you're in a union. Like, from what I heard, Tecmo Koei's policy rule is that they can only hire union workers. So, I don't know if I'm getting this right, but, correct me if I'm wrong, is that they just can't hire this person, that person, because, well, maybe they probably don't have their own voice studio, or they can only hire somebody, like an actual voice studio production, like Bam Zoom or Vox in this case. Who knows? I know some company, they get away with it by just hiring people, and then they go to their, like, their own, like, studio. Because some game company, believe it or not, they do have their own studio. But there are some who just hire, like, like Bam Zoom, Vox, or I don't know the other ones. And again, like I said, it's confusing part. I know most company, they'll hire anyone, union or not union. Again, I could be wrong, but I know Tecmo Koei, definitely they have to go union no matter what. I don't know. That's from what I heard. Alright, so that's a little bit of a tidbit about a lot of this voicing. Yeah, like I said, a lot of this is going to be a preview to part 2, which I talk about more company, the better ones that basically support English dub, except for Tecmo Koei. So yeah, this is the end of part 1. With that, thanks for listening.